Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of The Well. You're so welcome. And today I want to talk with you about something so crucially important, and we've heard it so often. Let it go. When something happens, a few years ago, everybody would say, let it go, let it go. Well, for some people, this is just terrible. What? Let it go. Some things happen and you cannot just let it go because you have these feelings, you have this stuff stirring up in you. It's not always easy to let it go. So I'm tackling the topic anyway, because there is, of course, truth to such a cliche as saying, let it go. So what is it all about? I mean, today I want to talk about how to let it go and what you can do instead of, um, yeah, having all these feelings harming you, hurting you, blocking you, basically. So, a very important part that is linked, of course, to this let it go is the fact that we are control freaks, whether we want to admit this or not. Most of you are, yeah, controlling individuals. And this sounds very awful because maybe you have been controlled in your life yourself, or you are in a managing position where you actually need to control, or you are a parent and you think you have to control your children. But basically, even the ones that think that they don't have this urge to control often want to have control on their situations anyway. And let's be fair, who doesn't want to have control somehow to a certain extent? But there are very many layers to this. It's far too much to go into the depths, but I just want to touch upon this because it's great if you become conscious of where and in what areas of your life you actually could admit to yourself that you say, like, yeah, it's true. I prefer to have control there. So, but yeah, letting go and doing this with grace, kind of surrendering your control with grace, embracing a new flow of life happening to you without losing control, but saying actually, like, hey, I allow for more space for things to happen. Because most likely, that's what I can tell you, there will be very many beautiful surprises coming your way. I will just give a short example. If you are a parent and you think you want to kind of direct or stir or even control your children or a conversation, I'll bet you can have a very beautiful conversation and a much more deeper and meaningful conversation if you don't want to bring in your advice, your opinions, your ways of thinking into pouring this into this conversation. If you allow for a little bit more space to see, like, hey, what are the arguments of my child? What does he actually really want, or she? What is it that is going on in their mind? Then you will see that the conversation will be actually far more valuable. So surrendering, yeah, surrendering is not easy. It even has a negative tone to many. We think of ancient war scenes like surrendering, white flags, all that kind of giving up, all that kind of things. But it is really more about embracing the unknown, allowing for space, and the surprises that come with this more space. And yeah, trusting that the flow of life will actually be good to you. So that's number one. And there's a second point linked to this as well, is also that you can trust a little bit more that time will be good to you as well. I mean, there are, of course, two kinds of times. We all know this. You have the chronos, which is more the chronological time, the time of the clock, the time of our appointments, of schedules, all these kind of things. And you have kairos, which is more the, yeah, you could almost say metaphorical kind of time, the godly time. So you want the time that is more about quality. And sometimes you can be doing something that you really like, that you're really passionate about, and then time is kind of lost. There is almost no time, and that is the chaos, and that's very pleasant and actually also very smart to tap into that form of time a little bit more often. So you can see which kind of time the, the Chronos or the Kairos is playing most, or actually is determining most of your days. Well, I think it's Chronos because that's the case for most, but if you think about the fact that there's another kind of time and another dimension of time possible, and you tap into that consciously, then you're very close also to, again, surrendering to what life brings to you instead of wanting to control it very much. So it's a form of letting go as well. So our third point is, yeah, it's kind of like in between, we have here the letting go of control. And then in the middle is this resistance. I don't want to let go of control. I want to be in control. I don't want to do this. There's a lot of I don't want to, I don't have to, I can't. There's so much resistance within us, in our mind, in our thinking, also in our emotions, even sometimes, of course, physical. That you can really say, like, okay, as an outsider, I would say, yes, it is hindering the natural flow of abundance in your life. It's your resistance wants to keep you safe, which is also understandable. I mean, for survival, we sometimes had to resist, like even physically. Maybe in your life you had to resist physically. It's something, it's also in sport, you want to be strong, physically resisting, tuck, 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 tuck. All these things, whether it is emotionally, spiritually, physically, resistance, it sits in this realm of fear, of self-doubt, of insecurity. And it is so important to use time and your energy to kind of explore some techniques that kind of free you up from this resistance, that make sure that you're becoming more receptive for the blessings that life has to you, but also that people want to bring to you. And if you create and cultivate more awareness around this, and have self-compassion with yourself, like, because at a certain moment you will start to see, like, whoa, I'm resisting this and I don't want to do that, and oh, I don't feel like doing that. Be self-compassionate, stick to your old pattern for a while, but start to become aware of where do you resist, because there's a lot to gain in that field. So yeah, so if you open yourself up to more receiving, or to a different form of receiving, less by getting it, by going after it, but by allowing life to come to you, you can have a yeah, almost a kind of conversation within yourself, within your soul, and at the same time develop a mindset that is open to receiving opportunities, gifts, compliments. Somebody saying to you, hey, what a beautiful jacket, or hey, you look nice, or what, so often people say, like, or you say maybe like, yeah, it's okay, or I bought it here, or I already have it 20 years, and thank you, but I didn't sleep well last night. We kind of try to downplay the compliments, or the gift, or the opportunity, and say, it's not for me, and why should I do this? Maybe somebody else much better in doing this. So again, receiving mindset is something you can work on, that you can explore, that you can develop and cultivate. And you'll see that once you are more open to those good things coming to you, you will see them and you will know how to jump on them as well, because it's all about kind of taking you away from focus on what is not possible towards focusing what is possible and is coming to you already freely. So, of course, linked to this is gratitude again, and gratitude is always important. In a lot of the well episodes, I will be talking about gratitude, because it's basically the only thing you have. If you don't have anything, what's left is gratitude. I once met somebody who's actually extremely wealthy. And 2 months a year, he went on living on the streets on purpose, wanting to have nothing, living with nothing, And because of course I asked him, so why are you doing this? And he says, because I then again and again rediscover what it is to be truly grateful, because then your fate basically is in the hands of others who give you something or don't give you anything. And then sometimes a little smile or a simple hello is already something to be extremely grateful for, and basically the food for the day. So gratitude as an important gateway to receiving is something I really encourage you again and again to develop. And I hope that you're already quite far on this journey, because it's just great, because it can only become more and more. And if you have this receptive energy, it will also attract more blessings into your life. So yeah, that was it. That's the episode for the well for today. I think the conclusion is, if you can let go and see this as an act of trust, you bring yourself with it. So develop self-trust, but also trust life, despite previous experiences. It doesn't mean that what you've been experiencing in the past will also be the same in the future or predicts your future. No, you can decide today, like, no, I'm becoming aware of what I feel, of what I know, of what I do. I can let go. It's an act of trust. I'm an adult now, and I can receive what life brings to me. And it's kind of a dance of gratitude. Here, oh, I have this. Oh, it's a beautiful sun. Hey, I can do shopping today. Or what a lovely meal. So gratitude again and again is um, maybe your best friend in life. So surrendering your control. Do this gracefully. Don't like, "Oh, okay, I don't care anymore." No, surrender your need to control. Surrender it. Give a little bit back to life itself. Trust the godly time, the qualitative time, the empty time, the time where you lose sense of actually the chronos time, of the chronological time. Clear up your resistance. Become aware of where you resist things that you don't want to do, you don't have time for, no money for, all these resistance to possibilities. They block your way to seeing even other opportunities that are actually very well available for you. So with as a fourth point, basically a more receiving mindset, and actually linked to this, expressing more gratitude toward yourself, to a lovely bird that is singing in a tree, and also, of course, expressing it to others. Say like, hey, I had such a great day today. It is wonderful for somebody, especially those who matter to you and who love you, to hear that you had a great day, or that you had a nice conversation at work, or that you had a fun hello with somebody in traffic, whatever. If you implement these things, if you become more conscious, you really start walking a path into a life filled with so many unexpected gifts. It's just fantastic. So this was it for today. I hope you understand these 5 steps. I mean, I really bring it as simple as I can. Again, surrender control with grace. Trust the time, and clear up your resistance. Cultivate a receiving mindset, and express with your words, with your feelings, the gratitude for the day that you had and the day, hopefully, that you have ahead. So have a great week. This was The Well on Monday, and I see you next week again. If you want to join these sessions live, just find me through ycmore.com, or send an email info@ycmore.com, and you can join the Zoom call so that we can have our talks after the broadcast live, to talk a little bit more about this great topic and all the great topics that are coming for the rest of the year. Bye bye. Have a good week.